The hour of convening having arrived, all members of the House will please come to the floor and take seats. All members, come to the floor and take seats. Clerk will ring the bell. All members will come to the floor of the House. We're about to have the morning roll call. All members, we're going to have the call of the roll. All members present will please vote green to signify their presence in the chamber, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machines. Doorkeepers will please close the doors and keep them closed. We will have scripture reading and prayer by the chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. Our chaplain this morning will be introduced by the gentleman from the 121st House District, Representative Barry Fleming. Representative Fleming.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and ladies and gentlemen of the House. It's my pleasure to bring to you this morning as pastor of the day, Reverend Steve Hartman. Steve is the pastor of one of the largest churches in my district, Cahokia Baptist Church. Cahokia Baptist Church is the oldest Baptist church in Georgia. They say in Georgia there's so many Baptist churches because we always get to fussing with one another and we split, and then there's two of us. And that's why there's one on every corner. Well, today I bring to you the granddaddy of them all. Cahokia Baptist Church was established in 1772 by a fellow named Daniel Marshall, who was actually my distant cousin. Daniel Marshall went against the threat of jail and crossed the Savannah River from South Carolina then and began preaching the gospel. This led to the formation of Cahokia Baptist Church in Appling, Georgia. It also led to Daniel Marshall's arrest for preaching the gospel in 1772 in a Baptistic fashion. The interesting part of that is that the constable from Augusta who came up to arrest him, Daniel Marshall got a chance to witness to him and baptized him, and later became a deacon in Cahokia Baptist Church. For almost 241 years now, Cahokia has stood as a light in our community, the western part of Columbia County, the suburbs of Augusta. And today its reach goes out to several surrounding counties, as it's one of the larger churches, as I mentioned. Pastor Hartman has served at Cahokia for 14 years now, and prior to that he was a pastor at a church in Augusta for 11 years. He received his bachelor's degree from Troy State University in Troy, Alabama, and he holds a Master of Divinity from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas. He's been married to his lovely wife, Susan, for 27 years. Susan and their son, Quinn, are here today. If you would stand and welcome them. Yeah. Their oldest daughter, their oldest child, Kara, is a pharmacist in our area. Their youngest son, Jonathan, they lost in a car accident last May. And I will tell you that I know out of sometimes terrible things, the Lord can bring great things. That is, I believe, the story of the cross. Jonathan was a senior in the high school in our community, and you could tell how his life had witnessed to and touched so many of the kids in my home church, because I saw the outpouring of love for this young man who was a model student, a great athlete, and more importantly, a leader for witnessing to those in our community, particularly the young people that he associated with. It's my very much pleasure this morning to bring to you Pastor Steve Hartman.
Speaker Ralston, Representative Fleming, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'm honored and humbled to be with you this morning. As a Georgian, I respect the task that is set before you, and with that, the responsibility that you bear. As a follower of Christ, I pray for you regularly. My task this morning is to share Scripture and to pray. And so I would like to base my remarks around what I will be praying in just a few minutes. My prayer will be for you as a representative of this House and of your district. And it will also be a prayer for you personally. The most important decisions you make are not the ones you do here, and I mean no disrespect by that. But the most important decisions you make are done in private. I appreciate that, and I know that is a great burden, but it is life. And so our text this morning comes out of the passage of Isaiah chapter 6. It was, no doubt, just another day for the prophet Isaiah. But it is pertinent because Isaiah uses a very public and political marker in his life and the life of the nation Judah, the death of King Uzziah. Uzziah had sat on the throne of Judah for over 50 years. He would have been the only king Isaiah had ever known. But he uses his death to describe the most intensely personal event of his life. And so I'll begin. In the year of King Uzziah's death, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, lofty and exalted, with the train of his robe filling the temple. Seraphim stood above him, each having 6 wings, and with 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one called out to another and said, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory." And the foundations of the thresholds trembled at the voice of him who called out, while the temple was filling with smoke. When I pray for you shortly, the first thing I would pray and will pray is for recognition of the reality of God. I would like to commend you as well as thank you for the attentiveness you give this time, not merely today, but by the fact that you set time aside when you meet to recognize the need for God in what you do. That is proper. It is biblical. Whatever Isaiah's concept of a need for God was before he has this encounter, he will walk away understanding the reality of who God is and the fact that that is the most important truth of life. It's not that one minute God wasn't real and the next minute, poof, he was. It was that one minute God was nice, safe, a concept to Isaiah. But then Isaiah saw the Lord as he was and as he is, high and lifted up. Not as Isaiah thought he was, not as Isaiah thought he should be, but as he is. He saw the reality of God. Holy, anything but safe, and immensely personal. There are many good things that you will accomplish over the course of this session. I have no doubt. There is much to value that is represented in this room. However, the best and most valuable thing that is here is the Lord himself. I will pray for you that you will recognize the reality of the Lord. Well, Isaiah continues and gives us his response to what he sees. Then I said, woe is me, for I am ruined, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. The second thing I would pray for you is humility. Now, I don't intend to wish or pray upon anybody public scandal. Goodness knows between pastors and politicians, there is plenty of that to go around. But instead, this humility is a response to the greatness of God and the inadequacies of our own hearts before him. Isaiah, as he sees God for who he is devastated at his newfound awareness. Sometimes the Lord brings out of devastation deep humility. Representative Fleming shared with me about the daughter of Representative Powell and the accident she was in. He mentioned my own youngest son. Last May, our family actually was experiencing a tremendous milestone. Our daughter Kara graduated from the University of Georgia School of Pharmacy. She became the first doctor in our family. Our extended family had traveled up from Florida, and on Monday, May 7th, we waved goodbye to them as they headed back south. All was well, and to tell you the truth, all was actually better than just well. Things were very good. We were proud of our daughter. We were thankful for what the Lord had done in her life and our lives. That night, when I told our youngest son, Jonathan, good night, I love you, son, I did not know that I would be speaking the last words I would ever say to him in this life. He woke up Tuesday morning, took off for school while I was in the shower, and spent the day at Harlem High School. And as he was driving home that afternoon, lost control of his car, flipped several times before hitting a tree. He was less than 2 weeks from graduation and less than 2 miles from home. I will share with you personally, I understand physically what happened to Johnny, but I have yet to resolve, figure out, or understand why it happened. I just don't know. Our family has known devastation like never before. We've experienced the unsafe, unpredictable person of God like never before. I would not wish such a loss on anyone. However, as I've been informed and as I know, many of you already know such loss. In the pain of our loss in the pain of our family's loss, there has been a constant. We have been blessed, and we have been prayed for, and we have been lifted up by church family, our community. But the one constant has been the abiding, often very quiet, sometimes loud, but always present God. With that awareness, there has come humility. Humility in that we sense who He is and who we're not. I would pray, not necessarily for such devastation, but I would pray for all of us, an awareness of who He is, and in that awareness, humility. Well, if Isaiah was to end his account at this point, it would be bad news, both for he and us as well, because the situation seems hopeless. He just cries out, "Woe is me, I am undone. I am ruined. I am lost." But something amazing happens. The Lord provides for Isaiah exactly what he needs. This is what he tells us. Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a burning coal in his hand, which he had taken from the altar with tongs. And he touched my mouth with it and said, "Behold, this has touched your lips, and your iniquity is taken away, and your sin is forgiven." God brings restoration. And I will pray for you and continue to pray for you that God will give to you personally restoration. And I realize that I may be seeming to assume much that you need to be restored. But one of the marks of humility is a recognition, I need God. I need God. We need God. Just over 2 weeks away, our state, our nation, and the world will celebrate the historical reality of God's provision, His Son, dying for our sin, enduring the burning coal of the cross for our restoration and forgiveness. I pray for your restoration. Finally, Isaiah tells us there is consecration. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And then I said, "Here am I, send me." And He said, "Go." What you do as representatives is God's work. I don't say that tritely. The Apostle Paul refers to those who govern as both ministers and servants. I want to encourage you to commit your life and all you do unto this unpredictable, unsafe, but very holy and very great God. In closing, I would like to share with you, my dad retired from the Air Force at Robins Air Force Base, and so I spent several years of my childhood growing up in Warner Robins in the 60s and early 70s. And often we would make the trip to Atlanta to see the Braves play. And one particular game, I remember a few things happening. The Braves lost, which was not uncommon, in those days anyway. There were a lot of empty seats, again, not an uncommon thing. Hank Aaron hit a home run, again, not uncommon. But my dad decided that we should leave during the 7th inning. When we reached the car, my dad turned the radio on so we could hear the end of the game, and the announcer said this, that during the 8th inning, they would be handing out souvenir Hank Aaron autographed baseball bats to everyone in attendance. Oh, I remember. Needless to say, my two brothers and I were devastated. We wanted to go back in, but we couldn't go back in. Well, until my dad passed away some 9 years ago, we joked with him about how that event scarred us for life. But the truth is, as we grew and matured, there was the realization that our dad wanted what was best for his boys. He had us at the game. He had us at the game. And that was my dad. He had us playing every sport imaginable growing up. They consisted of baseball, basketball, and football. We were always not merely at the game, but we were in the game. So my prayer for you is that as you recognize God, humbly realizing His greatness, that you experience His gracious restoration and His call upon your life to always be in the game, wherever and whatever that might be. Would you pray with me? Our Father, what a blessing it is to stand before these men and women who are, as you tell us, your servants, your ministers. They serve a vital purpose. I thank you for each one of them. I thank you for what they do as a group, as the House of Representatives for the state of Georgia. Lord, though I don't know many of them personally, I pray for them, for their families, for their homes, for their lives. I pray, God, for them when they're in public, and Father, I pray for them when they are in private. God, grant them a recognition of who you are. Lord, give them humility. May that humility be genuine as it identifies with your greatness, your holiness. Father, I pray, God, that you would restore them through the grace of your Son, Jesus. Lord, however that manifests itself. And Father, I pray, God, that they would be consecrated. Something they cannot do for themselves, but something that you must do for them. Now bless them. Bless them throughout this session, and Lord, specifically bless them today. God, we pray for the young lady who has been in this accident. We pray for her family. We pray for her father. And Father, we pray for her recovery, both physically as well as spiritually. Be arms around that family. And I pray, God, for this body as they, in this very real case, minister to them. Father, you have loved us, and we thank you, and we praise you now. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Doorkeepers will unlock the doors. Chair recognizes Chairman Sims, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information and Audits has read the journals of the previous legislative day and found them to be correct.
Chairman Sims, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? The chair hears none, and the journal is confirmed. The clerk will read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day.
Mr. O'Neill, the 146th, may the following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period of unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading of reference to bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. Reports to standing committees. Third reading and passage uncontested local bills. Morning orders. Privileged resolutions. Through the resolution establishing the order of business for this legislative day. Hey, Dale.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 582 by Representative Green, 151st. Bill being entitled Act, being entitled 42, relating to probation.
Judiciary non-civil.
House Bill 583 by Representative Knight, 130th. A bill being entitled Act relating to municipal court, City of Griffin.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 584 by Representative Rogers, the 10th. Bill being entitled Act, New Charter, City of Cleveland.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 585 by Representative Jackson, 128. Bill to be entitled Act, New Charter, City of Davisboro.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 586, Representative Black, 174th. Bill to be entitled Act, Private Creation, Community Improvement District, City of Kingsville.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 587, Representative Bentley, 139th. Bill to be entitled Act, Board of Education, Dooley County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 588 by Representative Parsons, 44th. Bill to be entitled Act, Minute Act, Change the Compensation Officers, Probate Court, Cobb County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 589 by Representative Jackson, 128. Bill to be entitled Act relating to the Board of Education, Washington County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 590 by Representative Kelly, the 16th. Bill to be entitled Act relating to the Board of Education, Polk County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 591 by Representative Glanton, the 75th. Bill to be entitled Act creating a Code of Ethics, Clayton County School System.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 592 by Representative Nimmer, the 178th. Bill to be entitled Act establishing State Court, Pierce County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 593 by Representative Jackson, 128th. Bill to be entitled Act creating Board of Commissioners, Washington.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 594 by Representative Martin, the 49th. Bill to be entitled Act creating revised Fulton County Personnel Board, Fulton County Merit System.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 595 by Representative Harrell, 106. Bill to be entitled Act, Title 12, Solid Waste Management.
Natural resources and environment.
House Bill 596 by Representative Pruitt, 149th. Bill to be entitled Act, Reapportion Board of Education, Telfair County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 597 by Representative Pruitt, 149th. Bill to be entitled Act relating to the City of Scotland.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 598 by Representative Willard, the 51st. Bill to be entitled Act relating to Fulton County employees.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 599 by Representative Green, 151st. Bill to be entitled Act, City of Albany to levy an excise tax.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 600 by Representative Powell, 171st. Bill to be entitled Act, create City of Bainbridge Public
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 601 by Representative Maxwell, 17th. Bill to be entitled Act, Title 47 relating to retirement fund probate courts.
Retirement.
House Bill 602 by Representative Chiokas, 138th. Bill to be entitled Act, create America's Sumter County Land Bank Authority.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Resolution 719 by Representative Waits, the 60th. Resolution on the life of Mr. Charles Burdine Jr., dedicating a bridge in his memory.
Transportation.
Through the first reader.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
There you go, son. Here you go.
HB 568 by Representative Reinders of the 152nd, a bill to amend an act providing a new charter for the City of Warwick. HB 569 by Representative Peake of the 141st, a bill to amend an act establishing the State Court of Bibb County. HB 570 by Representative Peake of the 141st, a bill to amend an act providing for a civil service system and civil service board for Bibb County. HB 571 by Representative Peake of the 141st, a bill to amend an act to provide for the restructuring of City of Macon, City of Payne City, and Bibb County. HB 572 by Representative Hardin of the 148th, the bill to amend an act creating Board of Commissioners of Wilcox County. HB 573 by Representative Dixon of the 6th, a bill to provide for the creation of one or more community improvement districts in Whitfield County. HB 574 by Representative Riley of the 50th, a bill to amend an act to incorporate the City of Johns Creek in Fulton County. HB 575 by Representative Rice of the 95th, a bill to amend an act to incorporate the City of Peachtree Corners. HB 576 by Representative Hardin of the 148th, a bill to create a Board of Elections and Registration for Wilcox County, provide for its powers and duties. HB 577 by Representative Hardin of the 148th, a bill to amend an act providing for the continued existence of Wilcox County School District and Wilcox County Board of Education. HB 578 by Representative Harbin of the 122nd, a bill to amend an act to provide that certain officials of Columbia County who served at least 15 years in office may, upon leaving office, continue to participate in the county health insurance program by paying the total cost of such participation. HB 579 by Representative Weldon of the 3rd, a bill relating to the definition and effect of full-time and part-time service and calculations. HB 580 by Representative Weldon of the 3rd, a bill relating to the eligibility application for retirement benefits under the Superior Court Clerk's Retirement Fund, additional or partial retirement benefits, and election to provide both retirement and survivor benefits. HB 581 by Representative Morgan of the 39th, a bill relating to the Georgia Virtual School. HR 702 by Representative Black of the 174th, resolution honoring the life of Mr. Ray Doherty and dedicating a bridge in his memory. 3 second readers.
Yeah, that'd be a nice idea. But I have no idea, honey. Just take it as we get the clerks.
Reports of standing committees, the clerk will read.
Yeah. Representative Yates, Chairman of the Committee on Defense and Veterans Affairs, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Defense and Veterans Affairs, under consideration following bill, Senate instruct me report, same back to the House, following recommendation. Senate Bill 76, due pass. Respect submitted, Representative Yates, Chairman. Representative Coleman, 97th, Chairman, Committee on Education, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Education, under consideration following bill, Senate instruct me report, same back to the House, following recommendation. Senate Bill 212, 115, due pass. Respect submitted, Representative Coleman, Chair. Representative Smith, 134th, Chairman, Committee on Insurance, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Insurance, under consideration following bills, the Senate instruct me report, same back to the House with the following recommendation. Senate Bill 140, 234, due pass. Senate Bill 236, due pass by substitute. Respect submitted, Representative Smith, Chairman. Representative Sims, 169, Chairman, Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination, under consideration of following bills of the House and bill of the Senate, instruct me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendation. House Bill 496, due pass. House Bill 526, 527, due pass by substitute. House Bill 545, 548, 556, 557, 558, due pass. House Bill 330, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 201, due pass. Respect submitted, Representative Sims, Chair. Through the committee reports.
All right, we're about to go on to morning orders. We're about to go on to morning orders. If you have signed up for a morning order, then make your way to the front of the chamber. The chair will allot 2 minutes each to morning orders. Chair recognizes the chair of the Majority Caucus, Chairman Sheldon, for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. Today I come in honor or recognize that today is the March of Dimes Day at the Capitol. March of Dimes has many great accomplishments and definitely has impacted many of your lives. They've achieved it through funding research to understand the problem and find solutions to premature birth and birth defects, helping moms have full-term births and healthy pregnancies, and supporting families, comforting them when their babies need help to survive. The March of Dimes, just a few little tidbits of information. They've touched your life if your baby received a vaccine to prevent polio, received newborn screening to test for dangerous or treatable conditions, was born too soon and spent time in a neonatal intensive care unit. You took folic acid before, during pregnancy to prevent brain and spinal cord defects. On average, 375 babies in Georgia are born prematurely each week. These babies require special care and will often have to spend months or weeks hospitalized. Even babies born just a few weeks early face serious developmental and health challenges. To address the growing problem of premature birth, the March of Dimes is committed to a multi-year national prematurity research, awareness, and education campaign. Raising awareness of prematurity birth is the first step to defeating it. Our hope is one day every family will know the joy of a healthy baby. Until then, there is the March of Dimes. And I know a year ago, whenever I did this was March of Dimes Day, I shared with you all I had my grandson was a preemie and was at Scottish Rite Hospital. I'm glad to report, even though we spent 5 months in the NICU, he is home and doing incredible and taking his first steps. So thank you to March of Dimes. And
that is good. That is great news. And what I'd like to contribute to the March of Dimes Day is that this is their 75th birthday. And many of you may not realize that the March of Dimes actually was started right here in Georgia. It is the only health organization in the country that started out with one very defined focus, which was polio prevention. And then as they were able to eradicate that disease, they decided that they would branch out into other areas such as preventing birth defects and to deal with prematurity. So it is a fine organization that has adapted with the times, and it started out with people giving a dime and marching for the health of others. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Chairman Sims for a morning order. Chairman Sims.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I come down here in the stand to talk to you just a minute and tell you how proud I am of you and what I want you to think about, because yesterday we had some harmony in this House. We reached across to each other about these local bills, and I have to handle every one of them. And I'm going to tell you there's nobody that I respect any more than each one of you that represent 50-some-odd thousand people. And I want you to know I'm proud of you, and this morning I want us to all make each other proud in standing and voting for our people and what we think is right, but also remember that each member of this House represents 50-some-odd thousand people in their district. Let's do that in the work of harmony and in the guidance of this House to show the moderation that this state holds. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield well.
Chair recognizes Representative Watson to introduce the Doctor of the Day, Representative Ben Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's certainly my honor to introduce the Doctor of the Day, but it's not very often that I get the honor of introducing someone who calls me in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. from the emergency room. Dr. Sy is board certified in emergency medicine from Jacksonville St. Shands Hospital system and is employed at Memorial Medical Center in the emergency room and has been there for 7 years. On a personal note, though, when Dr. Sy calls me from the emergency room, I must say he's always very polite. He's very soft-spoken, as you will see, and he's always direct and to the point and gets the job done. Interestingly, many times when we get calls from the emergency room, they many times initiate the call and conversation with, I'm sorry about calling you in the middle of the night. Dr. Sy is always very good at that and is always very well received. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Johnny Sy.
Thank you. I think Dr. Watson's being a little kind. He's usually the one fussing at me on the other side of the phone. But on a more serious note, thank you so much for having me here today. And we really do appreciate everything that you guys do, the sacrifices, the hard work. And thank you for making Georgia a good state to practice emergency medicine in. Thank you.
House will continue to be in order. We're going to recognize some very distinguished guests with us today. The chair recognizes Chairman Calvin Hill for an invite resolution. Chairman Hill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And today is Civil Air Patrol Day at the Capitol, as you may have noticed from all the folks running around in Civil Air Patrol uniforms. And actually, most of the members of this assembly are majors in the legislative squadron. So with that being said, may I have the clerk please read the invitation resolution.
House Resolution 692 by Representative Hill, 22nd, Representative Chiokas, 138th, Representative Yates, 73rd, Representative Sims, 169. A resolution recognizing March 13th, 2013 as Civil Air Patrol Day at the Capitol and commending the volunteers of the Civil Air Patrol for their great service to the citizens of Georgia and inviting the members to appear before the House of Representatives at a date and upon a time to be designated by the Speaker of this House.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. And you have just heard a quick outline of the many critical missions that the Civil Air Patrol performs right here in Georgia every day. And today in room 216, we're honoring several members that have a 2-year membership award. So please stop by down in room 216 and meet these members. Now, let me please introduce you to our commanding officer who has served many positions throughout the Georgia wing, from public affairs to inspector general. I'm proud to present our Georgia Wing Commander, Colonel Tonya Boland, and her command staff. Colonel? There you go. Say a few words. Step around.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing us to be with you today. I have had, over the last 3.5 years, the honor and privilege of commanding the Georgia Wing of the Civil Air Patrol. There are approximately 2,000 members in Georgia Wing. About 1,100 of these are adults, and 900 are cadets. These are absolutely amazing people. These are folks that will get up in the middle of the night to go search for someone that they don't know who's lost. And our cadets are incredible. They are our best hope for the future. They are the kind of young people that we will eventually be able to hand over the running of our government to. In approximately a month, I will be handing the flag to my successor, but this has been one of the high points of my life. And before I close, I would like to introduce you to my command staff. This is Lieutenant Colonel Richard Greenwood. He is my vice commander, and my chief of staff is Lieutenant Colonel Joe Knight. We have commanded as a team, and I don't know what I would have done without them, so they've been very valuable over the last 3.5 years. So we greatly appreciate all of the support that you've given us, and I hope that you will continue to give us so that we can continue to serve the citizens of Georgia through our missions. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Chair recognizes Representative Bentley for an invite resolution.
I'm going to ask if any county commissioners, state legislators that are former county commissioners, will please join me. Good morning, and thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity, and good morning to all members of the Georgia General Assembly. I'm proud to stand before all of you this morning to introduce Commissioner Clinton Perry, ACCG's president, Association of County Commissioners. Commissioner Perry has served as a Taylor County Commissioner for over 8 years. He's currently serving in his 3rd term of office, and we're so proud to have he and his sister-in-law, Audrey Lee, who works with Senator Tommy Williams, and members of ACCG staff in the gallery. If you all please stand and acknowledge Commissioner Clinton Perry, the president of the Association of County Commissioners. Mr. Perry.
Good morning. To my good friend, the Speaker of the House, to the House leadership, and to this very distinguished body, I bring you greetings from Taylor County, Georgia, where I serve as Vice Chair of our Taylor County Board of Commissioners. Our seat is there in Butler, Georgia. Certainly, I'm very happy to be here today to receive this great recognition on behalf of our leader, Ms. Patty Bentley, who just took over from Limore James as our state representative. And I must say that I'm very happy about the leadership and the passion that she's provided to our district, and we expect great things from her. I just want to say that I humbly am here today to accept whatever recognition or resolutions that she has prepared for me to receive, particularly on behalf of my family. My wife and children could not be here today, but of course I would be remiss if I did not recognize my sister-in-law, Ms. Audrey Lee, who was a part of the Capitol staff here, Tommy Williams' office, for being here in absence of my wife. And of course, I'm also accepting this recognition and resolution on behalf of the citizens of Taylor County who have allowed me to serve to be there for them in their time of need and to serve them again. And finally, on behalf of ACCG, the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, the Speaker, who has been a very strong supporter and has been there many times for us, and many of you in the audience as well who have come at our invite to be a part of our activities that we have here in Atlanta and all across the state. And so in closing, I would like to say to Representative James, thank you for making this opportunity today very much on behalf of all of us. And I would be remiss if I did not recognize my colleague, former ACCG President Jan Tanksley, and other commissioners out there who are in the ranks who have now come here to this very distinguished place called the House. And with that being said, I thank you, Representative Bentley, for all that you do, and to all of you for the great job that you do serving our great state. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, will you please read the resolution?
House Resolution 718 by Representative Bentley of the 139th and others, a resolution commending Commissioner Clinton Perry Jr., inviting him to be recognized by this House of Representatives at a date and time to be designated by the Speaker of the House.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk, and thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank all of you. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Watson, Representative Ben Watson, for an invite resolution. I think he's going to be joined by the Chatham County delegation. Chairman Stevens, Representative Hitchens. I don't see anyone else. Representative Stevens, Gordon, Representative Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my distinct honor today to have Dr. Bill Daugherty here in our chamber. Dr. Daugherty was the lone CIA agent in the Iranian hostage crisis in November of 1979 for 444 days. Dr. Daugherty was singled out as the CIA agent there after 19 days and was in solitary confinement. Though I certainly look at Chairman Yates as a hero for us here in this chamber, I think Dr. Daugherty has certainly earned that honor from that ordeal. Dr. Daugherty moved to Savannah in 1996. He's been a professor at Armstrong College and has been teaching political science and government. Certainly the students there here in Savannah have benefited from his expertise in political science and in government, and we are honored here today to have him with us. If the clerk could read the resolution.
House Resolution 645 by Representative Stevens of the 164th and many others, a resolution recognizing and commending Dr. William James Daugherty and inviting him to be recognized by this House of Representatives at a date and upon a time to be designated by the Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Dr. Daugherty is here today with his wife, Susan, who is a registered nurse in Savannah, Dr. Blyken, who is president of Armstrong, Dr. Bill McGathlin, and his Dr. Daugherty's and Susan's daughter in the gallery, Amy, and their granddaughter, Charlotte. We certainly would like to welcome Dr. Daugherty, this American hero. We'd like for him to say a few words.
Mr. Speaker, Chairman Stevens, Representative Watson, I am grateful for this honor. It's quite meaningful to me, and I appreciate the service that representatives all give to the state of Georgia, and particularly to Armstrong State University. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
know it till he left. And somebody said, who was it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, right. Chrome glass.
I have no idea. I'm assuming it has something to do with it. Starting to accumulate any degrees. How many we got? Yeah. That's my bailiwick. We got this screen. I don't think we do. Not yet, anyway. Beats. Got time to do it. We need to do it. We need to do some business. All right. Let's just do them tomorrow.
House will come back to order. House will be at order. We're going on to the local calendar. Then we have a rules calendar. What purpose does the majority leader of the House rise?
Mr. Speaker, to make a motion
State your motion.
to remove from the table the following House bills. House Bill 230, wait a minute, excuse me. Excuse me, House Bill 233, House Bill 470, House Bill 476, House Bill 514, Senate Bill 182, Senate Bill 183, and House Bill 541, House Bill 273.
Majority Leader has moved that the following bills be removed from the table. House Bill 233, House Bill 470, House Bill 476, House Bill 514, Senate Bill 182, Senate Bill 183, House Bill 541, and House Bill 273. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and those bills are off the table. Those were bills that were on the local calendar for on Thursday, March the 7th. The local calendar for Tuesday, March the 12th was was postponed to the next legislative day, which is today. It's the chair's intention to vote the bills on the Thursday, March 7th calendar, and then come up to vote those on yesterday's local calendar, and then a third vote on today's local calendar. If there's no objection, we will vote on the Thursday, March 7th calendar as a whole with a recorded vote. Hearing none, it is so ordered. The clerk will read the local calendar that we're voting on first.
Local legislation calendar, Georgia House of Representatives, Thursday, March 7, 2013. House Bill 233 by Representative Dukes, 154th Dougherty County. House Bill 470 by Representative Randall, 142nd Bibb County. House Bill 476 by Representative Williams, 168 Liberty County. House Bill 514 by Representative Randall, 142nd Bibb County. Senate Bill 182 by Senator Lucas, 26 Hancock County. Senate Bill 183 by Senator Lucas, 26 Hancock County. House Bill 541 by Representative Jones, 47th Fulton County. House Bill 273 by Senate Floor Substitute by Representative Randall, 142nd Bibb County, through the local calendar for Thursday, March 7, 2013. The local bills have been before the House Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination. The committee recommends that these bills do pass. Bills being read today for passage the third time.
Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered on the local calendar? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. For what purpose does Representative Thomas rise?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Waive.
She waives. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bills? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall the bills on the Thursday, March 7 local calendar, one of which requires a 2/3 roll call vote for passage as it relates to homestead exemption? All those in favor of passage of the bills will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machines. The chair votes aye. The ayes on the local calendar for March 7 are 120. The nays are 51. The bills on the Thursday, March 7 local calendar, having received the requisite constitutional majority, are therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to the Tuesday, March 12 local calendar.
Local legislation calendar, Georgia House of Representatives, Tuesday, March 12, 2013. House Bill 535 by Representative Allison of the 8th, Rabun County. House Bill 542 by Representative Dutton, 157th Evans County. House Bill 551 by Representative Knight, 130th Henry County. House Bill 552 by Representative Morris, 156th Appling County. House Bill 553 by Representative Morris, 156th Montgomery County. The above designated local bills have been before the House Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination. The committee recommends that these bills do pass. Bills are being read today for the third time.
What purpose Representative Strickland rise?
Speaker, pursuant to Rule 133, ask to be excused from this vote.
Gentleman has that right, and the journal will so reflect. What purpose does Representative Welch rise?
To do likewise.
Gentleman has that right, and the journal will reflect that. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered on the Tuesday, March 12 local calendar? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bills? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall these bills now pass? All those in favor of the passage of the bills on the local calendar will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of the local bills on the Tuesday, March 12 local calendar. Are the yeas are 168, the nays are 0. These bills, having received the requisite constitutional majority, are therefore passed. The clerk will read the local calendar for today.
Local legislation calendar, Georgia House of Representatives, Wednesday, March 13th, 2013. House Bill 496 by Representative Allison, 8th, Rabun County. House Bill 526 by substitute by Representative Willard, 51st, Fulton County. House Bill 527 by substitute by Representative Jones, 47th Fulton County. House Bill 545 by Representative Stovall, 74th Clayton County. House Bill 548 by Representative Golick, 40th Cobb County. House Bill 556 by Representative Smyrie, 135th Columbus, Muskogee County. House Bill 557 by Representative McCall, 33rd Madison County. House Bill 558 by Representative McCall, 33rd Madison County. House Bill 330 by substitute by Representative Glanton of 75th Clayton County. Senate Bill 201 by Senator Gooch of the 51st White County. The above designated local bills having been before the House Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination. The committee recommends that these local bills do pass. The bills being read today for the third time through the local calendar.
If there's no objection, we vote on the local calendar as a whole with a recorded vote. Hearing none, it is so ordered. Two of the bills on today's local calendar relate to homestead exemption and require a recorded two-thirds roll call vote for passage. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered on the local calendar? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bills? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall the bills on the local calendar now pass? All those in favor of the passage of the bills will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of the bills on the local calendar for today. The ayes are 164, the nays are 3. These bills, having received the requisite constitutional majority, are therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions. Clerk will read.
These first four resolutions are invitation resolutions being read for the first time today and referred to Committee on Rules. Resolution Representative Stevens, 165th, congratulating Johnson County High School boys basketball team on their state championship and inviting them to be recognized by the House of Representatives. Resolution Representative Hughley, 136th, congratulating Mrs. Willetta Grant winning the Miss Columbus competition and inviting her to be recognized by the House. Resolution Representative Carson, 46, recognizing March 20th, 2013, Boy Scout Day at the Capitol, inviting a designee from the councils to be recognized by the House of Representatives. Resolution Representative Bentley, 139th, commending Commissioner Clinton Perry Jr., inviting him to be recognized by the House. Following resolutions are privileged resolutions being read for the first time today for adoption. A resolution by Representative Alexander of the 66th, recognizing commending Democratic Women's Council of Douglas County. Resolution by Representative Alexander of the 66th, recognizing commending Douglas County Democratic Party. Resolution by Representative Nimmerman, 178, recognizing Citizen Year. Chamber of Commerce. Resolution by Representative Nimmerman, 178, recognizing the Peters County All-Star Girls Basketball Team. Resolution by Representative Lindsay of 54th, honoring and commending fine nurses and staff, visiting nurse system, celebrating that day at the Capitol, March 12, 2013. Resolution by Representative Sims, 123rd, congratulating Mary Claire Birdsong. Resolution by Representative Chiokas, commending University of Georgia All-Stars competitive cheerleading team on national champs. Resolution by Representative Alexander, 66, recognizing commending Kelly Racine Rousey. A resolution by Representative Kelly of the 16th, recognizing Dr. Brian Kelly, Georgia Middle School Principal of the Year. Resolution by Representative Kelly, 16th, congratulating Nurse Martha Lang, being named Nurse of the Year. Resolution by Representative O'Neill, 146, recognizing commending QT Kitchens, Quick Trip Corporation. Resolution by Representative Kidd, 145th, recognizing and honoring the life and memory of Mr. Jacob Goldstein. A resolution by Representative Cooper of the 43rd, recognizing Nursing Home Week at the Capitol. Resolution by Representative Cooper, recognizing Georgia Surgeons Day at the Capitol, and a resolution by Representative Morgan, 39, recognizing commending Pastor William T. Purvis on the 20th anniversary of the church through the privilege resolutions. Thank you.
Is there any objection to adopting the privilege resolutions? The chair hears none. The resolutions are adopted. If you have signed up for an announcement, please make your way to the front of the chamber. We're going to do announcements. We will be doing page photographs immediately upon adjournment at the rostrum. Chair recognizes Representative Carson. He's not down here. Chair recognizes Representative Peake for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just let everybody know the Ways and Means Subcommittee on Income Tax will meet today at 1 p.m. at 133 in the CAP. We got two measures we're going to have a hearing on. Please make sure to be there. Ways and Means Subcommittee on Income Tax, 1 o'clock today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Chairman McCall for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Every time I come down here, we wanting to feed you, but that's what agriculture does. Tomorrow morning at 7:15, there will be fillets, not just a regular steak biscuit, but this is a grilled fillet and a biscuit in room 230. They got 400 of them or until 9 o'clock, whichever runs out.
Chair recognizes Chairman Golick for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Judiciary Non-Civil will meet at 1 p.m. in room 132. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Rice for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Motor Vehicles Committee will meet at 3 today and 5:06, full committee.
Chair recognizes Representative Bruce for an announcement.
The Douglas County delegation will meet in room 406 of the Georgia Legislative Office building right after this is over. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Neal for an announcement.
Both of them or just one? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have two announcements, actually. State Properties Committee will meet in room 403 of the Capitol at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And I have an announcement for everyone. And I know we have a busy committee scheduled this afternoon, and those are going to take a priority for you. But the Behavioral Health Caucus is meeting today at 1 o'clock in room 606 of the CLOB from 1 to 2:30. The department's going to be there talking about the Department of Justice lawsuit settlement, about the ACT teams, and about the housing. Supported housing to meet the requirements of that DOJ settlement. So it's a great informational meeting, especially for you freshmen that may not know as much about this lawsuit settlement. So between your committee meetings, if you're only able to be there for 30 minutes or so at a time, that's great. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Randall for an announcement.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Women's Caucus will meet immediately following adjournment in room 514 LOB. Women's Caucus, room 514 LOB.
Chair recognizes Chairman Morris for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The full House Banking Committee will meet today at 2 o'clock in room 341 here in the Capitol for a hearing only on Senate Bill 139. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Chairman Maxwell for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, Regulated Industries will meet at 4 o'clock this afternoon. 4 o'clock, Regulated Industries.
Chair recognizes Chairman Cooper for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Health and Human Services will meet this afternoon at 3 o'clock in the CLOB 606. 3 o'clock for Health and Human Services in the LOB. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Smith for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've got a little report to give you on Representative Jay Powell's daughter. Just got notice that surgery went well yesterday. They've had a restful night, and things are looking better. Matter of fact, they're at Target right now trying to get some stuff. But they appreciate your prayers and your thoughts. But they are resting, and surgery was a success yesterday.
Chair recognizes you can go ahead and do. Chair recognizes Chairman Lynn Smith for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. The Natural Resource and Environment Committee meets tomorrow morning, room 606 at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Dollar for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Interstate Cooperation Committee will be meeting at 1 o'clock in room 415 CLOB.
Chair recognizes Representative Jason Shaw for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Rural Caucus will meet immediately upon adjournment, and we're meeting in 605 in LOB today. So join us for lunch in 605 as soon as we finish. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Chairman Benton for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Human Relations and Aging Committee will meet today at 1:30 in CLOB 506.
Chair recognizes Chairman Alan Powell for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just reminding the members of the Public Safety, Homeland Security, you have a meeting at 2 o'clock today to hear the NRA gun bill, hearing only. And to the members of the Savannah River Caucus, we'll be meeting at 8:30 in the morning from 8:30 to 9 in LOB 613 at 8:30 to 9 tomorrow.
Chair recognizes Chairman Hill for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to announce that the Code Revision Committee will be meeting at 2 p.m. today in room 403. It'll be a quick meeting so you can get on to some of the others. Thank you, sir.
Chair recognizes Representative Dudgeon for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Academic Sports Subcommittee of Education meeting today at 1 o'clock, room 403, 2 Senate bills and a resolution.
Chair recognizes Representative Gardner for an announcement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The City of Atlanta delegation will meet today at 4 o'clock in room 605. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Riley for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Environmental Quality Subcommittee of Natural Resources and Environment will meet at 4 p.m. this afternoon in room 403 in the Capitol. Thank you.
That completes the announcements. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move this House now adjourn until 9:30 a.m. I repeat, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, Thursday, March 13th, 2013.
I think that's March the 14th, Mr. Leader. I don't want to relive the 13th, but I do hope to make it till tomorrow. On the motion of the Majority Leader that this House adjourn until 9:30 a.m. Thursday, March 14th. All those in favor of the motion will say aye. All those opposed will say no. The ayes have it. This House stands adjourned until Thursday, March 14th at 9:30 a.m.